So yeah, speaking of training frequency, as we spoke about, people getting gains 2-3 times per week, I thought it was a really awesome topic to go deep on, like how often do you really need to train? So let's start with the like I put a little quote here. It's like you don't need more training, you need better training. And I think that if you take that philosophy, better training is enough training for what you need. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, so what would you say if someone is training six days a week? Like I bumped into a guy at the gym the other day, and he was like, "Oh, I'm getting back into it." And I'm like, "Cool. How many times a week are you going?" He's like, 7 days. Instantly in my head, I'm like, "You're done in a month."
Yeah.
Like, and I mean that so respectfully.
Yeah.
Like I didn't say that to him, but I was just like, "That's too much. Like you're going to burn out, and then you're going to stop."
Yeah.
We know it comes from a
More
good. We know it comes from good intentions, right? So what are we trying to say to those people to get them get them away from you don't need more training, you need better training? Like, what do you say to them?
It's a little bit of quick education, just like progress is made outside the gym and not in it. Like that, the build, it's like, you're breaking it down in the gym, and then like your recovery and stuff is what's going to actually increase performance.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the people I work with, the most common one is they train like people who train too much, 6 days a week, high effort, legs 700 times.
Yeah.
You know, like that kind of mentality. They carry that mentality everywhere in life.
Yeah.
So they're also stressed at work. They're also stressed with their social life. They're also stressed with this. They're also stressed with fucking everything because they're trying to be high performers at everything that they do.
Yeah.
So for me, it's actually less of a conversation about the training side and more of just like, have a look at your sum of stress.
Yeah.
You're not going to make maximum progress while you're this strung out all the time.
Yeah.
You're at high risk of injury, you're at higher risk of falling off the wagon, you're higher risk of stop starting. Like all of those things are here, and you're not going to make the progress that we could make if you were a less stressed organism.
Yeah, yeah.
So how about we train 4 or 5 times per week, and then those days that you want to go to the gym, I understand that it's habit and you need to feel like you're doing something, you need to scratch that itch. I'm like, just go outside.
So what do you think goes through their head though of why more equals better?
Because that's what as a high achiever, that's what you're drilled as all the time.
Yeah.
More's always better.
Always trying to stay busy, always trying to get more, right?
Yeah. And like usually it's interesting, I did a dopamine versus, what's the other one?
Serotonin?
Yeah, like what's the biggest driver? And I was like, fuck, I'm going to come out like dopamine head 100%.
Yeah.
And I was like, congratulations, you're on the way to being very balanced. I was like 60% one way.
Fuck, I can't wait to take that test.
Yeah, it's wild. I expected to be, I think 6 months ago, 12 months ago even, I would have been.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think training saved me too.
Yeah.
Because it's like, are you willing to stick for something for a long time? Like,
yes.
Sometimes. with training I am. But yeah, I think it's just a personality type that it makes sense that doing more of the thing is better.
Yeah.
If I can do more sets, if I can eat less, if I can train harder, if I can push harder, I'm going to get a better result than if I do less.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, like, fundamental logic of life, where else are you like, hey, just like do a little bit less?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you'll make more money, or you'll have a better relationship, or you'll, like, nowhere else in life that happens.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Yeah, maybe like we've talked about with creativity and shit, but it's like...
Yeah, but it's still against the grain, like, as a whole. Yeah, I agree. So I think people put an emphasis on how much over what's done. Like, so it's... They will have that frequency over intensity. So it's like no one cares what they do in the session. They just care that they've gone to the session.
Yeah.
You know, and that does become problematic. And then the thing that compounds over time, no matter what's done in that session, because you are going all of the time or too often for yourself, is your recovery starts to suck, for a lack of a better term. Which means your effort gets even worse, and then you just get in this perpetual cycle of just staying busy.
Hating the gym.
Well, staying busy, and then you're like, well, fuck, man, I feel like I'm doing all of this work, but I'm not really changing. And it's like, well, the work that's being done is just so underproductive that you feel like you should be further ahead. But if you dialed things back a little bit and focus a little bit more on other places, you're going to get a way better return for your effort.
Yeah.
And then like more lean into the things that actually like promote progress. Because like what people don't realize is like the gym is the place that like triggers it triggers off a chain reaction of positive adaptations, right?
Yeah.
So you go into the gym and do the thing, and then time creates the thing, creates the change. And as absurd as it is, there needs to be times where you don't go to the gym and do the thing, and that's when your body's actually moving you forward.
Yeah.
Where if you don't do that, you're just continuously disrupting, and never allowing it to adapt.
Yeah.
You know.
So I've been avoiding this a lot for the last 6 months because I felt like I was doing it every episode. But I am going to quote Chris Williamson. So he talks about like in the high achiever, especially that like anxious high achiever kind of portal, which I think is a lot of the people we work with.
Yeah.
They want to be better at everything.
Yeah.
Type A personality, that's the descriptions. Like you're driven and all that kind of stuff. Type A people need Type B solutions, but they look for Type A. So it's like, I'm going to get up as a Type A and listen to David Goggins and be like, you're a little bitch. Yeah. Go fucking who's going to carry the boats and all of that. When really you need, hey, why don't you just sit and just like do some box breathing for 4 minutes?
Yeah, like
go
write in your journal and actually like mind dump and then get on with your day.
And so the Type A's will tend to be like, fuck yeah, Goggins and what's the military dude? Jocko. And then Type B will be like, I'm going to spend an hour and a half of my morning routine. It's like, bro, you don't fucking do enough.
Yeah.
Go listen to some Goggins.
Yeah,
you
need someone to deprecate you to the point where you actually feel bad enough to hit the gym.
Put your fucking shoes on. Yeah, so it's...
Get to the gym, pussy.
Yeah, because your personality, you're leaning into the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You need to lean into the thing that kind of makes you a bit uncomfortable, which is like, hey, why don't you just like go outside for a walk that 5th, 6th day and bring the sum of stress down and you'll improve better, your workouts will be better and all of that.
But that's how you blend the veggies with the pasta sauce, right? For the anxious high achiever. It's like they just don't know that you don't have to go to the gym, but it's like, hey, you can do something else if you want to be...
Yeah.
If you want to feel productive,
yeah,
like go for a walk, do some stretching, do some foam rolling. Like just tell them to do an activity that just takes their mind off shit.
Yeah.
So then they still feel like they're doing 7 days. It's just like they don't know what to do, so they're just like, I'm just going to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And split every muscle group or just do upper lower for 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So I think it's a symptom of that. It's a symptom of desire. But then it creates a scenario where you just feel overworked and you're getting a lack of return for what you're putting in.
Yeah.
And then people get pissed off.
And we sort of spoke about in last week's episode, like, does performance matter to build a physique? 100% it does.
Absolutely. And
this is the fastest track to having shit performance.
It's the one metric that we can gauge to go like things are working. Like, really.
I think I've got some program writing today. I think I'm going to add like 5th and 6th and 7th days. And one of the workouts is just going to be like, go touch a tree.
Yeah. Go walk on some grass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can appreciate
you don't have to put your butthole in the sun, guys. It's fine. We don't have to do any sunning.
Yet.
Yeah, I might go down that rabbit. I'm not 40 yet. We'll see what happens.
So what actually matters more than frequency? Because people have, like, if we're trying to get them out of that mindset of more is better, so more often is better. What are we thinking about? What are the actual overarching things that we want to look at?
So I would start by challenging them by tell me how that's working for you. So usually this would be a conversation we would have with someone that's like looking for coaching or they're out here like, what's the solution? Because I'm not making progress. I'm frustrated. Yeah. So I'd be like, cool. So you're training 6-7 days a week now. How's that working? What are the outcomes you're getting? Everything hurts. I don't like the gym. I'm not making any progress. Yeah. Okay. So we can establish that what you're doing now is not working. It's not an effective method. Yeah. Cool. We agree. Sweet. Then I would go into like, all right, let's think about quality. When was the last time you saw your lifts increase, your reps or sets or load? It's like total relative volume for an exercise, a session, a week, a program. When was the last time you saw that improve? I haven't. Yeah. Okay, so let's peel everything back and make a new metric for success because you're a high achiever and you need to tick a box and it go green and turn the dopamine light on. What if we just focused on that with your training?
Yeah. So to list all of those things in dot points
thanks
for the people at home. Effort per session.
Yep.
Right, so how hard you're training in the session. I would rather someone do 3 to 5 hard workouts than 6 to 7 mid-as workouts. Execution of each set. So more of an emphasis on quality and getting as much bang for buck in the time that you're in the gym. So again, it's like I want someone going into the gym almost looking at their workout going like, this is 45 minutes to an hour. Like this is not enough. And then just having the mindset of like, I'm going to crush this session and make it as hard as possible and get as much out of it as I can and make progress that way.
Yeah, it's crazy. I had a client, we switched her to a hybrid model. She's doing high rocks. So goal is powerlifting end of the year. Prep, she's like 12 weeks out from high rocks. But we need a lot of skill acquisition for the powerlifting thing. So it's a bit of a challenging kind of thing to put together. The first week, she's like, man, this program's too easy. I'm like, okay. I've done this exact program it's the whole week, and I've crawled, looked at the stairs and gone, I don't think I can get down those. I'm obliterated. And she was like, oh.
Yeah, it's just...
And then 3 weeks later, she's like, oh, dude, I'm struggling so much with session 4, like I don't want to show up. I'm like, cool. So now we've found the intensity.
Yeah, now we can taper or whatever.
That's what we need. So, yeah, I think, like you said, are you making the most of... Because if you look at a workout and go, this is all I've got, how do I get the most out of it? Rather than looking at a session going like, Jesus. How do I hold back in the first 2 exercises so I survive?
Yeah, or you just like, I just need to keep doing exercises until I feel tired. It's like set up an environment where you go, I've got 3 sets to push myself as hard as physically possible whilst keeping it safe and standardizing range of motion. You have that mindset to all your sessions. You'll never look at a program and go, that's too easy. Because you get to make it hard. And you get to use your time and effort the most effectively. And it's like, it's going to take a little bit to get into that pocket where you are making the absolute maximum of your time. But that's what your coach is there for. Is to help you with your techniques, to promote effort, to encourage you to train harder in a safe manner. And it's like, once you get there, it's like, that's when you look at those people and you're like, how is this person training 4 or 5 times per week and getting results when they used to train 7 times per week and not? Well, they used to work out, not train. So then the last thing that leads into it, we talk about all the time, and we've talked about it already, is just like thinking about progression over time, not using subjective markers of like progress. So sweating, it feels, I'm tired, whatever. It's like, they're not markers of a good workout. It's like, if the humidity's high in Melbourne and it's hot, I'm sweating my ass off. Doesn't mean shit if like I didn't lift more, didn't like progress over the session or the week or whatever. It's like using those metrics and then just sitting back and going, how do you feel like you performed today? Like, I know like when I'm leaving the gym, I'm like, sometimes I'm like, that was a really shit workout. And it's like, what why was that so? And it's like, bad night's sleep, bit stressed, whatever. And it's like trying to have as little of those as possible. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, I crushed that session. And everything felt okay, what did I do? It's like, oh, can't really think of anything. Cool, just keep doing what we're doing then.